Yo, what is good? What is good? Welcome back to Can I Vibe with y'all? It is your boy Kaz, your host. You can follow my IG at CAZ_0. If you're watching on YouTube, we got a whole different setup this time, a whole different environment. I'm here with some good people. So I'm going to pass it to my co-host real quick, let him introduce himself.
And again, you already know it's your boy Chris. You can follow me on IG at Mathis023.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And again, if you're watching, we got the whole crew in here today. Let me pass it over to him. We got Oz Sold It in the building one time.
What up? Oz Sold It on IG. Michael Oz is our new showroom. Welcome, guys. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you guys coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate everybody watching this.
Absolutely. And then we got company, too. So you guys introduce yourself real quick.
My name's David. My IG is David Drive Oz. Just been doing this for a while. Love it here.
Nice. Lastly?
I'm Frank Baxter, a.k.a. Frank Sold It on IG. I'm the money guy here, so I take care of getting you finance, whatever you need.
Got the confidence, too. So everybody is at Sold It, something Sold It. Like, I like that. So you guys said you've been doing this for a while. I know David just said, I said it before. How long exactly?
I've been doing this for about 6 years.
6 years? Okay. And when did you get into luxury car business?
So I've been an independent car broker for 13 years and just recently opened up the dealership, just right under a year now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, total of 14 years.
Let me take it back to, let me not, downgrade it. It is not little at all. This is premier. This is big time. Since you've been doing this, have you had any, superior clients, any crazy client stories, anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. So over the years of doing this, a lot of our clients included celebrities, different athletes, rappers, you name it, we've dealt with it. A lot of businessmen, a lot of big CEOs.
Any specific names?
I don't want to name drop, but I'll give you,
yeah,
CEOs of WhatsApp,
Okay.
A lot of different rappers. Rappers I could name, Birdman, Tory Lanez, Offset, Cardi B, the list goes on.
Okay, so I noticed you named a lot of South Florida, a little bit of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Sure. So us being here, does that have an impact on your business?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't really had time yet to target up north. I'm from New York originally.
Okay.
But yeah, haven't really got too many artists from New York, buying cars yet. But I think, the exotic cars, they don't really go too much in New York because of the weather. They can only really enjoy it during the summer. But we'll find out. This summer, we're really going hard, trying to target everybody and really get the name out.
Okay.
So we'll see. Hopefully this summer, we'll get a lot of the New York rappers.
Do you think they don't know about it too much, or
No,
mostly the weather?
It's definitely part of the culture at this point. They definitely know about it. I just don't think they have enough time to enjoy it where it makes sense financially.
That's true.
That's
true. Well, I'm actually, so Chris is from Jersey. I'm originally from New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, we've seen it too. Like, you rarely see, a little bit here in the city, but, you rarely see a whole bunch of Lambos,
Yeah,
Ferraris
and that's the thing.
around.
If you can only enjoy it for 2-3 months out of the year, a lot of times it makes more sense for them to rent it. you
Right.
know?
And then, David, where were you from originally?
I'm actually born and raised in Miami.
Oh, okay. So you're familiar with it all.
Yeah, I've seen it all. The boats, the cars, everything that's to do with luxury. I've seen it all, ranging from Mercedes to Porsches to Ferraris. So pretty well known with the vehicles.
Okay. And how did you get started in the business?
So I always worked at your typical job, hourly rate, and I always said to myself, what can I do to make a better income, where I knew sky wasn't the limit, sky wasn't the limit. And, so I saw that I had an interest with cars, and I saw you can make really good money doing it as long as you were good at what you're doing, and that really intrigued me, and that's when I started pursuing that.
Okay. And did you guys connect immediately, or?
Yeah, so it's funny. I actually met him through a friend of mine because he was working at one of the Mercedes dealerships down here and also an Audi dealership. He had a lot of experience. Then he left the dealership business, went to go work in, Merchant Cash Advance,
Yeah.
right, with a buddy of mine, Josh Starr. And Josh basically told me, listen, I got this guy here, Merchant Cash Advance is tough. It's a lot of cold calling, it's not really for everybody. But this guy's a car guy, and I know that you were looking for some sales agents, maybe you should give this guy a shot. So he came over to our office for Lauderdale the same day, and he's been with us ever since. It's been a few years now.
Nice. It's perfect. Yeah. Frank, I'm going to pass it over to you. What's your story behind it?
So I'm from the Midwest. I'm born in Chicago, grew up in Iowa, moved to Florida, 2 years ago to get away from the snow. I've been in the car business for 10 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
Started at Chevy, sold Chevys for a long time, took a break, came back, went to luxury, Was #1 Acura finance manager in the country, and then I got sick of working until 11 o'clock at night for no reason. So
The whole 9 to 5 type thing.
Yeah, so now he works till like 10:59.
yeah, then I get up
difference.
earlier. And on
I mean,
Saturdays,
is it
I work till 5
worthwhile?
a.m.
Or?
Oh, I love it. The big thing
That's all
here
that
is
matters.
the clientele. When you're dealing with luxury, they have the money to get what they want and know exactly what they want.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not as much as you selling something that somebody necessarily needs. It's more of a a lifestyle for them. So I think
Right.
that they appreciate it more. They appreciate your effort more, and it goes a long way.
Okay. And questions for all of you, especially you guys, because you mentioned that Chevy is there. How does that transition work going from a regular car dealership to a luxury car dealership? Like, is it
Yeah, definitely.
Is
So-
it who you know? Is it you apply to it?
Yeah, so for us, it was very different because the thing is that we started off as an independent car broker. Basically, what that means is if you're looking to lease a car or buy a new car, right, you would contact us. You usually get referred by someone to us, and we go out and shop for the best car, the best deal, and find you exactly what you're looking for, deliver it straight to your front door. So it wasn't really a lot of time in a store. We were on the go all the time. People would call us on our cell phones, middle of the night, whatever it is. And, our job is to always go out and find those cars. Now it's very different. When you have, cars like this, the customer's finding you, they're finding the car themselves.
Right.
And they're just contacting and saying, hey, I want this car. What can we do? So
Okay.
it's definitely a little bit more laid back now. But yeah, and like Frank said, the clientele's definitely different. With leasing, it's a lot of negotiation, a lot of going back and forth. With the exotic cars, once you find that exact Ferrari in yellow with the black wheels that
that's
you've been
what they
looking
want.
for, and there's only 2 of them in the country,
Yeah.
it's pretty much a done deal.
So do you have to have some type of personality to do the job? Do
Yeah,
they connect to you
absolutely.
more?
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
of-
You got to live it. You really got to live the lifestyle to be able to sell it. It's tough to sell this type of car if you haven't personally driven it, gone out with it, pulled up to the club with it. To be able to sell that whole lifestyle that comes with it. Because they're
Right.
not just buying the car; they're buying the whole lifestyle.
Got you.
Understand the client.
Absolutely. If you look at this wall behind you, we just had an artist come in. His name's Salazar. But you could see it's the yachts, the private jet, the Chanel, the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, the Aventador, the Rolex, the Bitcoin. This is all a lifestyle.
I just want to stop you real quick and say you named everything off perfectly.
Right?
So it shows that you know it all too.
That's it. This is what comes with it.
Your own personal life, are you pulling up? You pull up in something nice and people kind of know, like.
You know what? In the beginning, yes. Today, now that we're, we sit in front of these beautiful machines all day long, not so much. It's it kind of fades away. That love for the car does fade away a little bit, unfortunately. Now it's bigger and better things.
Do you have a daily driver you would choose?
So right now I'm driving the G63. I just sold my M8 BMW. So yeah, now I'm just basically flipping through the cars that we have in stock for the first time ever. In the past as a leasing broker, because I didn't have inventory, I always had to buy these cars. So now it's a little bit different. Now I get to drive whatever I want. But as far as the passion goes for the cars, I still have the passion for the cars. But it's not really, there aren't too many cars that can impress me. Let's put it like that. Just
Okay.
after seeing all of them and driving them, that kind of fades away, and it's tough to be impressed.
Right. That makes sense. So I'm going to go back to the clientele too. I don't know if you can name drop, but do you have any crazy stories or anything like that?
Crazy stories.
Crazy.
Which one? There's a lot. There's definitely a lot.
Any.
So I was also in the rental business. We also do rentals on the side. It's not our bread and butter, but we still do it. So there's definitely a ton of crazy stories, like people leaving Ferraris on the side of the road, in the middle of the night and getting that phone call at 3 a.m. like, hey, we found your Ferrari here. You might want to come pick it up. It's on the side of the 95 with the keys in the ignition.
How does that happen then?
Spring break. Memorial Day weekend, spring break, Alcohol, driving, not good.
We're recording during spring break right now, and I'll tell you something, spring break in South Florida is
Something
madness.
else. It's crazy.
It's madness.
It's crazy. It definitely changed a lot, too, since I was out here partying in spring break,
Yeah, I mean, even for us, especially since COVID started, this year's been, I don't know, I feel like everyone comes down here. They're all, especially Miami, let me go rent a luxury car, bump the music real quick on South Beach. Like, you know how it is.
Yeah, one of my boys has a rental company down in Miami. I was just on IG right now. He literally just posted one of his cars got shot up. Well, I'm sorry, 2 of his
jeez.
cars. It was, what was it? It was
An Urus and a Wraith.
Yep, a Urus and a Wraith. Both got bullet holes all up and down the car. Yeah, it gets crazy. It really does.
For no reason, or he was a target?
I don't know. No, it wasn't him. He rented out the car to a client, and that's how the car came back. That's basically all I saw. But
I'd be sick.
yeah,
There's no way.
yeah.
There's
No, but
no way.
crazy story. Just one that comes to mind. This one time we were selling Birdman a couple of Escalades. His Escalades when they first came out, and he needed them for his entourage and for himself. To basically just transport people back and forth to the studio, whatever it is. And I remember I went over there to pick up the check for the car, and he's like, yeah, just meet me by the condo. I get to the condo, all of a sudden I see all of them coming out. And I'm like, all right, where are we going? Just follow the entourage. We cross the street. Next thing I know, he has his yacht right there. We get on the yacht. I'm like, where are we going? And nobody's answering. Nobody knows.
He's going with the
the
flow.
only person that knows is Birdman. And he's not telling nobody anything. He doesn't have to answer to anybody. So they're all following him. We get on the boat. Now I'm like, yo, all right, what are we doing? I just got to get a check and I got to go back to work. We get on the yacht. Next thing I know, this guy's getting a pedicure. He's getting a manicure. The girls are on there already. And I'm just sitting. I'm like, all right. Next thing you know, the yacht starts going. The yacht it literally just takes off. And I'm like, yo, where are we going? I don't know where I'm going to end up. I might end up in Cuba.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, yeah, ended up going to Star Island to his other house. We get over there. I get the check. But we're talking about like 4.5 hours later. And, yeah, that's definitely one of the crazy ones. But
I mean, that sounds crazy good, though.
listen, when you
That sounds like
work
good
with these
story.
people, you're on their time,
It's true.
And that's why they come to us, It's
very true.
If they walk into a dealership, they have to be on their time, on the dealership's time, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So when they're working with us, we go with the flow, we do whatever they need, and, we cater to them. That's part of it. It's all hospitality.
Like you were talking about before, joking around how you might work to 10:59 sometimes, Say they come in here late night and they got their eyes set on something. You guys got to kind of, adjust to it, make the sale.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Last week, we had a client that came into town. She needed a couple cars. And, it was picking up the cars at literally like 3 o'clock in the morning at the Hard Rock after their DJ set at the club.
Okay.
So yeah, it's around the clock, for sure.
Got you. It's worth it, though.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes.
Unless your car got bullet holes when you pick it up. But yeah, no.
And then I know you guys got a show coming up, correct?
Yep. We just started shooting now.
Okay. And what's the name of it?
So we haven't came up with a name yet. We're still working on it.
Okay.
There's no
Okay.
name yet.
Do you have an idea of the name?
I really don't, to be honest. We just started shooting. We're going to go with the flow. And then I think once we have all the footage and we have the content and we know exactly what the show is, then we can really, sit down and come up with a name.
Okay. How many episodes are you trying to film before dropping
So
anything?
we're talking about 12 episodes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they're all going to be streamed online on multiple platforms. I think that overall we have about 350 million viewers between the,
Wow.
all the distribution and the different platforms that's going to be streamed on.
But the concept is going to be like a vlog type?
So it's different. We're shooting it almost like a reality show, but the thing is, I was really against doing reality because so much of it is scripted. Mm-hmm. So we're doing it in a reality show type of format, meaning that it's polished and it's nice and it looks like it belongs on MTV, but it's going to be real life vlogging. So it's a vlog, reality show. We call it a reality vlog. We're going to show really what goes on in this business because this is a game. It's not a. I really can't explain it. You got to see it to understand what goes into these deals.
Right.
It's a last-minute phone call. Hey, I'm flying in. I need to get a new car. Can you pick me up from the airport? Yeah, sure. We end up at the Clearport. We pick them up, bring them back to the dealership. They check out the cars. Say, all right, I want this one, but let me drive it for a few hours. Now you got to go to the club with them. You're spending the night out.
And cameraman catches everything.
Cameraman catches everything.
I like that. I feel like even if you're not really into cars, that's you kind of get in a day in the life of that
Exactly.
lifestyle.
Exactly.
I mean, I know you had showed me a little preview before, and even still like that was like it's watchable.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of seems like, I don't know if this is relatable, like a Miami Vice type of thing, like just checking out what these guys do, how the process goes about it, how you guys go about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be raw. It's going to be real. There's no scripting going on. Everything that you see is
the best
real.
part.
Is our real clients. From the celebrities to, the business owner down the street that owns a barbershop and needs a new car. So we're going to show all of it.
How has that transition been for you, going from being in a dealership to being on camera? Because you don't really prepare for that.
Well, I'll tell you, we've always used social media for our advantage. Even as an independent car broker, we didn't have the advertising budgets that these huge AutoNation dealerships have. They spend millions and millions of dollars to really get the business through the door. For us, it was definitely a ton of social media. We specialize in social media. We show the day in the life. We show all of our deliveries. We show happy clients, the testimonials, everything that goes into it. And, that's really basically just started like a snowball effect of the customers coming in the door. So we're used to it. You know, the lights and the bigger production is definitely different. You know, but I think we're all pretty much used to being on camera at this point.
I want to get into detail about that. Sure. How exactly is it different?
How's it different?
I know it's different, but how, has it changed you? Has it made you act any differently than you normally would with a client?
Nah, to be honest, I kind of block it all out. You know,
Okay.
like even right now with the production, all these cameras here, it's you block it out, you have the conversation, and it is what it is.
That's how it is for me, because like you said, we've never done a setup like this, but, you got the couches, chairs, chilling. I like it.
We like to do things big, just like the
That's why I
business.
said I'm sorry. It's not a little dealership. This is big time.
Right.
What advice would you give someone if they want to get into the car industry?
Get to know it first. Know what you're jumping into. Because I'll tell you, when I first got into this, I had zero experience in the car world. I did not work at a dealership. I came from a mortgage background. My friend Alan over at Signature Auto Group, he was very close to me. He knew that I knew how to sell. He knew that I knew how to sell numbers. The mortgage industry just crashed, and he's like, "Listen, I think you should start selling cars with us." I was like, "Honestly?" I was like, "That's not my thing. Like, yeah, I like expensive cars. I like it, but I don't really know them like that." But I flew out to New York. I learned the business. I got into it, and then it was too late. No, listen, I love it. It's a crazy lifestyle. It's not for everyone, for sure. It's a lot of stress. You hear a lot of these guys at dealerships, a lot of them have heart attacks. It's a stressful business.
Wow, I actually never heard that.
No?
There might have been a lot of people who never heard that.
Yeah. So it's definitely a stressful business. It's a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and
Is there more ups and downs?
you got to know how to control it. That's all it is. You got to know how to control every situation, and that's the thing, that in the car business, every scenario is different. There's a million different scenarios that you're never ready for. You never. I've had situations where I got a phone call in the middle of the night, and a customer's car is on a transport truck coming here from New York to Florida. Customer custom ordered his BMW 7 Series, waited about 6 months for the car, and I get a call that the whole entire tractor trailer got set on fire.
Jeez.
And the guy's car just melted after 6 months of waiting for it. Now,
And then that falls on you.
that falls on you. You got to make that call.
Jeez.
The good part is that the client got such a great deal on the car at the time. He purchased it almost $15,000 less than what the MSRP was of the vehicle. Insurance company paid him the full price of the car, and he actually made $15,000.
Wow.
So, what I thought was going to be a nightmare ended up being actually a double sale for us. We got to sell the car again. He was happy. He made $15,000, and he knows he got a great deal. So
And that's why you say every situation is different.
you just got to know how to handle them. Yep. But yeah, it's
So
crazy.
with something like that, I don't know how often it happens, but if it does, does that affect your daily life? That change your work schedule a little
there's
bit?
definitely some sleepless nights. I don't know, David, what about you?
I can definitely tell you just from experience, we had a deal not that long ago where I actually had to drive to Tampa.
Oh, shit.
And another thing you have to realize is not only you're dealing with the clients, but you're dealing with the truck drivers. And the truck drivers can give you an ETA, and that can go anywhere from 1 hour late to 6 hours late.
Jeez.
And I was literally at the hotel at 2 a.m. because he said he'll be there at 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to fall asleep because I've been up the whole day working. So I set my alarm every 5 minutes to make sure I didn't oversleep. And he didn't end up coming till 8 o'clock in the morning. So I had a 5-minute alarm every 5 minutes for 6 hours. And again, that's just the name of the game. And the thing is, what sometimes clients don't understand is, and which, not that it's a bad thing, obviously they don't know our side of it, but they don't know the things that we go through sometimes to get that deal done. Yep. And obviously, if someone wants to tell every single time the story of what occurred, what we had to do to get the car to you, there's obviously a little bit more appreciativeness to the sales guys and to the dealerships.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the reason why we decided to do the show, because there's been other car shows, but all they ever show is, the balloons and the confetti and the car being delivered in the driveway. Nobody ever shows what happened, and they're scared to show that. With us, we're really not scared to show it because we've been doing it for so long. When there is a situation, we know that 10 out of 10 times we're going to fix it and make it right and make sure that the customer's happy at the end of the day. So we're excited to show these different scenarios and show that we're problem solvers and show that it's real. It's not just us, it happens to everybody. I might be the first one to actually put it out there and say, look, these things happen, and we're gonna catch the heat for it. Because they're gonna be like, we thought about it. We're like, are they gonna react good to it? Is it gonna make us look bad? At this point, I don't think it's gonna make us look bad because we are able to solve it every single time.
Got you.
You guys agree with that? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, let's hear it, Frank. I mean, I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with it is when I got into business, I had to learn to kind of swallow my pride on a lot of that stuff because at the end of the day, when you're in the car business, people come to you for their cars for life. They want to send you every friend, every family member, every referral you can. And if you give them one bad experience, that's all your business for the rest of their lives. Mm-hmm. And so I've had customers where, I had lawyers that wanted to double check, triple check every single line of paperwork, and I had to recontract somebody 17 times on a NSX. And that took me, almost a month to do. And it was every dealership got one NSX. So we have that one car sitting in our showroom for over a month. And the guy wanted me to videotape and take pictures every inch the car moved when they were putting on the transport. And dealt with that deal, finally got it done, forgot about it. 7 months later, I get subpoenaed because the customer was suing the manufacturer for a lemon law buyback.
Wow.
And I had to go to court for that one. So you never know what you're going to run into. This kind of stuff happens. It's part of the game, but you just got to...
That's crazy, though. They subpoenaed you because... And you're not the one that builds the car.
No,
that's crazy.
Literally, I signed him up, and I had to FaceTime him to do all the paperwork every single time, because the guy was in New York, I was in Iowa, and it was just we had the only black one in the country. He just wanted a black one. And so literally, I'd already moved to Florida. I was out of the area completely, and I get a knock on my door saying, "Hey, yeah, you gotta go to court in New York City." I had to get on a plane, go up there, and that's just kind of...
So the whole story you're telling me, would stuff like this be on the show?
You never know. We never know what's going to happen.
Listen, there's a legal team behind us, too, that has to basically filter out what we can show and what we can't show. But, yeah, listen, why not? I'm up for it.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. I don't want that to fall on you.
It's only happened once, luckily.
Hopefully it stays at once. Because you're trying to get... I was thinking about you talking about the show. You're trying to get the whole behind the scenes. Like I said, even if you don't know about the car business,
right?
You driving to Tampa, if they're getting you behind the scenes, falling asleep, hitting the alarm, falling asleep, hitting the alarm. I feel like anybody can relate to something like that.
Anytime, and you ask any dealership, and even us specifically, you'll see we never look at anything as a bad situation. We just learn from it, and it's always going to be an experience. So that's typically what you might see on the show, just an experience of what all the guys go through behind closed doors for the sales.
Mm-hmm. So. And that's good because then people can see that, especially the people who are invested into this business, your future clients, things like that. You put out a show like this, then you get more exposure on, how you actually guys handle the sales,
right? How
you handle the whole behind the scenes and everything like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that today with, with how fast technology is moving, with, even podcasts like this that air right away, the customers, I don't think they're going to be scared away by seeing it, because it's real. At this day and age, people want to see the real stuff.
Right.
The TV, it's out the window.
That's what I think too. I've actually I've never really liked reality shows. I don't even want to say yours is reality because there might be some parts you adjust, but you're still trying to get everything. And even with this podcast, for example, we try to keep it as real as possible. We try to just have a straight conversation. Edit as minimal as possible, because I know we were talking about off camera, we were talking about going live before,
right?
And I know you were talking about going on Twitch, and that's actually something we never done. But I feel like people, say we had an audience here, we just talking, chopping it up, and you guys are not hiding anything. They're seeing the real business of it behind I Sold It.
I definitely feel like the show is going to be a really good indirect promotion for you guys. When people see wow, you're willing to do anything just to close the deal with me, that would make me choose you guys over someone that didn't have a show. I don't see that behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, in the whole car business, the whole car industry, it's changing right now. Yeah. Everyone's trying to go online. Everyone's trying to make it where you can buy your car 100% online. Yeah. But it's very difficult for these larger dealership groups to adjust to that and to actually make it happen. We call them dinosaurs at the dealerships. Sorry, but it's true. It's just, you walk in there, it's just the same thing every single time. It's, here's the price. No, that's not it. Let me see what I can do. Let me go to the manager. Let me come back. People are spending 3-4 hours at a dealership to get a car. Nobody wants to deal with that anymore. Nobody has the time, And that's the thing, that we really, truly always believed in making the process as easy as possible. Even as a broker, when we first started as Oz Leasing, our website allowed you to lease a car 100% online and have it delivered to your front door without even talking to us.
Wow.
You know, you can still obviously speak to an agent, go over your order, but you would literally order it the same way that you would order a t-shirt. So we made it very, very streamlined. And even today, we do the same thing. Even with a $300,000 car, you can go on our website right now, order the car, have it delivered to your front door, and never talk to us about numbers. You can literally select your down payment, select your terms, and have the car delivered to you. We just really believe that, you know, that's the future and that's the way it has to be.
Well, people like convenience.
Yeah, and that, you know, that's just how we are. You know, that's our business model.
Okay.
The internet killed the car business, to be completely honest. Because what used to be...
You said the internet killed it?
The internet killed it. Because back in the day when you had dealerships, you know, you go to one of these 17 Chevy dealerships in your town, you walk around to each one, try and find the best price, you take their numbers to the next dealership and see who would beat it. Nowadays, the internet has any information you could possibly want about anything. Right. And so dealerships finally figured out that, wait, these people are getting the actual invoices for my car and know how much I paid for it. How is that going to work? And so nowadays, you know, the transparency and the simplicity of, you know, just going online, getting your car, setting your own deal, people love that.
Right.
Yeah. At this point, you know, it's not selling the best price. It's really selling your service. And, you know, the customer has to select who he wants to work with. Does he want to work with a big store, go in there, spend hours to get the same deal? Or would you rather deal with somebody like David that's going to, you know, give him the straight up price? It's right on our website in black and white. You select your price, you select your down payment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And that's it. And hopefully if it does work, you know, David's going to come and drop off this car in your driveway. You know, and we're going to put it on social media. We're going to do the photos. We're going to do the big red bow, champagne, whatever it is, and really make it a memorable experience. I think that's really what was, you know, missing for me when I went and bought a car at a dealership. And that's, you know, we always try to keep that in the back of our heads. How can we be different than these dealerships? Because you can go anywhere and buy a car. Let's face it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can even say from both sides. You know, he was saying, a customer will spend 3 to 4 hours at a dealership, but it's also the sales guys. You know, I could vouch because I used to work at a Mercedes store and the Lexus store, and as a sales guy, no one also wants to work 3-4 hours just to get one sale.
Right.
So me transitioning over to the broker side where it could be a lot more efficient, where it's one and done, maybe a 10-minute phone call or, you know, and let's just say an hour process, and the car could be at your door within that same day, and it makes it much more efficient for the sales guys on my end, because then it gives me the opportunity to, if they have someone else I need to talk to, or if I need to reach out to more of my clients, that also gives me a lot more time than spending 3-4 hours just on one deal that you don't even know if that's before you even getting to the process if someone's get approved. You know, that's just...
They got to get approved. They might not even want to go through with the deal.
That happened
once they get to that point?
That happened to me before when I worked at a Mercedes store. Mm-hmm. I was at the dealership till 1 a.m. and the guy didn't even get approved.
That's a perfect example, though. Even if the guy did get approved, now he gets approved, but he needs 20 grand down. Now you spend 3 hours with the guy, and he says, I don't have it. I only have 15. Now what?
And then he just walks out of there?
So with our website, you go online, you select $15,000, and they'll tell you yes or no. And that's it. Everybody saved their time. Yeah. It saves time for us. It saves time for the client.
Right. So what are some of the biggest differences, especially with everything being on the internet now, between, you know, a luxury broker like this and a regular car dealership?
Basically, just simplicity. You know, that really is what it is, simplicity and convenience.
Okay.
I think it all goes back to, again, not having to go into the dealership and spending all that time there.
Gotcha. That's why you said it's like they're dinosaurs.
Yep. And then, look, what separates us specifically is that, you know, we're all young guys here. We stay with our ears to the streets. We know what's in. We know which cars are the hottest cars, the cars that people want to drive. So we're basically a boutique type of dealership. We carry, you know, 30 to 40 cars, mostly luxury and exotics, and we're looking for that one unicorn car that everybody wants. You know, like right now we have in the showroom a 2022 Maybach, only one in the country, white and black on the exterior, two-tone, with all white leather interior.
I saw it. I'm about to throw that
Can't
in there
miss
too.
that.
That was beautiful.
Can't miss it. You know, but like cars like that, that's a car that we have to wait almost a year and a half to get. We have to custom order that one from Germany, get the car here, and right now we're the only ones who have it. You know, so that's really what we're focusing on. We just want to be.
And the biggest thing that I've heard from 99% of my clients, transparency.
Right.
You strive on transparency.
People respect that.
Yeah. 100%. You know, there's been times where I'm not always the cheapest dealership. We're not always the cheapest price, but the fact that we're real, we're transparent, they respect that. And that brings it back to, a dealership saying, yeah, I'll get you the car for $299, just come to the store. And even myself as a broker, where I've had to work deals with dealership, and they told me, yeah, it's going to be $600. I go to the dealership, and it's a totally different ballgame. And you lose a lot of respect for those dealerships. So that's a big thing, too, that's the big difference between a dealership and a brokerage like us.
I know how you said, like, the internet has, like, ruined it a little bit, but I feel like, how do I say it? Like, you can't build a personal connection on the internet if I just look at a number. Like how do you retain a customer? Like, oh, I'm not gonna stick with this person. You just had better numbers than the next company online.
So the buyers have changed a lot with it, but at the same time, that's part of why brokers like us are so successful at it, is that we can give people, what they want. Still give them that connection. My clients can call me on Sunday at 4:00 in the morning. I'm still going to answer my phone, but they're not calling me at 4 a.m. just because they want a Chevy. They can call me for literally anything, any car, any make, any model, any brand, any year, and we can find it for them. So instead of having to have a guy for Chevy, a guy for Dodge, a guy for Maserati, you have me who's going to find you whatever you want, make sure I get you the best deal every time, and save the headache of having to drive around town trying to find it.
All goes back to convenience.
That's it. That's it. That's what we built it on.
You might have to name, I don't know, throw that in the show title or something.
Right.
Can I ask you who your first celebrity was?
First celebrity client. Ooh. What was it first? It was probably Birdman.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, I think it was. I think Birdman was our first celebrity client. I got introduced to him from a gentleman named George Cigar Dukes. You can find him on IG. He was part of Birdman's team, still is. Been in the game for years. Me and George just basically built a personal relationship. Met each other at a nightclub originally. We got introduced to each other, and then one day he calls me up and said, "Hey, I need some cars for my guy." I said, "All right, let's chop it up." He invited me over to Birdman's house. I walk in, I see Birdman sitting at the table, tells me he needs some trucks, and the rest was history.
Just like that.
Yeah, we've worked a lot of deals together. I've gotten phone calls in the middle of the night like, "Hey, my Bugatti battery's dead. What do I do?" That's the kind of relationship it is. It's not just selling them the car. I got to be their car guy for everything that they need. Mm-hmm. With Birdman, it got to a relationship where, he was calling me for real estate deals. When it was time for him to sell his house, he told me, "Hey, can you help me with this?" I told him, "Listen, I'm not licensed
if you know anyone, or
fine." He asked me to, literally sell the house for him, but I told him, "Listen, I'm not a realtor." But put the word out for you. But yeah, it's all relationship. A lot of our clients become family.
Got you.
Not to sound cheesy or anything, but it's true. Some
That's
of these deals, they take a long time. Some of these deals is not a one-day thing. Sometimes, you have literally, over 100 phone calls with a client over the course of 4 or 5 days trying to get a deal done. Mm-hmm. So you really do build a bond, and then once you come through for them and you get the impossible done, the level of respect is definitely different.
So do you see it's kind of like a domino effect? Like, for example, when you work things out with Birdman, does he kind of put his boys on, his people on, be like, "Oh, yo, come over here"?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, social media, again, huge part of it, right? When you have a guy like Birdman with a few million followers post you, you best believe you're going to get those DMs right away. Like, "Hey, what's up?
What's up with that? What's up with that Maybach back there?
Yeah, what's up with that Maybach? What's up with that?" Yeah, definitely. That definitely helps, and we appreciate it when they do it. Some artists are a little bougie about it. They don't do it. They can't do it, whatever it is. But when they do, it's love.
Okay. Are there any risk associated with it, like working with celebrities, working with, high-profile people in general?
Absolutely. Listen, if you screw up, you might end up on social media and become a meme. Thank God it hasn't happened. I don't want it to happen ever.
Cancel culture.
And that's the pressure of working with that kind of clientele. It's not for everyone. If you're just starting and you have a celebrity reach out to you, I suggest you do not take on that deal unless you really know that you can deliver. Because if you're not going to be able to deliver, you can ruin your career real quick. And again, there's a lot of pressure that comes with, dealing with these types of clients.
So say you're just starting off, say you're, a year in, an opportunity like that comes up.
Yeah,
it doesn't go well.
You call me and you co-broker that deal with me, and I'll walk you through it. That's the best advice I have for you.
But say someone didn't have the opportunity, they're kind of handling it on their own, and they fuck it up.
Yep.
Is that it for it? Is that it for them, or?
Listen, It depends. It really depends.
Depends on how bad it is.
It depends on how bad it is, exactly. You know,
For example, with the car or the tow truck setting on fire.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that could be bad. You know, again, that was that was one of our normal clients. It wasn't a celebrity that had the reach, you know, that a celebrity has. But, you know, imagine if that was a Birdman, a Rick Ross, you know, and he's pissed off and goes on the gram and says, this guy,
Yeah.
you know.
Car's on fire.
That's it. Good luck. Good luck trying to bounce back.
And something like that, you said, it can happen where it's not even your fault.
Absolutely.
And it
Absolutely.
still
'Cause
falls back on you.
They don't see what happened behind the scenes.
Wow.
Thanks.
You know, all they care about is
Wow.
getting that car delivered to their door. And if you didn't deliver, they don't really care what happens. Would you?
If I'm that person, probably not.
You know, if you just waited 6 months for your car, you
Yeah.
custom ordered it exactly how you want it. You're excited. You got an event coming up next week. This car is about to arrive. And I call you and I tell you, hey, the
Yeah,
car's on the
car's
way.
fire.
It's going to be here tomorrow. Can you imagine? I know I'd be pissed.
No, I definitely would. Especially if, you know, I'm not seeing on a show what actually happened.
Right.
I'm just getting a phone call like, yo, we don't got it for you.
Let me ask you, though, how did you guys get started with the show?
Oh, that's actually a good question. I didn't expect that. It's funny. We started this during quarantine. Or, I'm sorry, we didn't start it during quarantine, but I know you were talking about Tory Lanez before. We were watching Tory Lanez live stream a lot. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, quarantine radio.
And then we just started going live on Instagram. Our numbers started popping off out of nowhere, started getting random people jumping in.
That's what's up.
And we were like, yo, like, this is fun. Let's turn it into a podcast. Because we didn't, like, it was a little crazy on there, so we couldn't make it a YouTube for the stuff that was on there. But it's like, you know, let's do a podcast, check it out. So we just bought all this stuff, started learning about it. We started off just getting our boys on, some girls on, and then we just fell in love with it. And we're trying to branch out, get people around South Florida, people nationwide, anywhere.
That's what's up.
So
That's what we appreciate it, man. Because again, any exposure is good exposure.
yeah, absolutely.
You know, you're helping small business owners. That's what's up.
Absolutely, we appreciate you guys. You know, we look forward to seeing the show too. Definitely gonna be checking
Thank you.
in.
Thank you.
So if you guys want to drop your socials real quick, for everyone.
So again, at Oz Sold It on IG. That's my main platform.
At David Driveoz, David_Driveoz.
At Frank Sold It on IG and DJ Frankie B on everything else. Twitch, Twitter, all that.
You got two of them.
And again, it's your boy Chris. You can follow me on IG at Mathis023.
Yes, sir, and it's your boy Kaz. You can follow the IG at CAZ_0. And this lovely podcast with these great people. Can I vibe with y'all on all platforms, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I think we're on Facebook. I don't even know. Apple Podcast, Spotify, everything. Appreciate you guys. Deuces.
Thank you.
Hit that green button real quick. Hit that just for the hell of it. There you go.
Drop a bomb on them.